Okay, I see the record button.
Recording. Hey,
Yay!
Cyndi, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Good. I'm so good. I am so glad that we get to do this. We finally figured it out. Facebook is crazy, but Zoom is going to work for us, so I'm excited today to share with everybody. I asked Cyndi to come on here. You guys know her because you get to like see her sweaty selfies and you get to see all her awesome stuff, and many of are on Facebook now because of our social strong. But today I wanted to interview her. I have a couple of questions, but I'm going to introduce her, let her introduce herself. You guys know what you know about her, but I'm going to let her just take it, and I'm going to ask a couple of questions. So go for it, Cyndi.
Okay, so I am a 45-year-old wife and mom of 3, and I live in Virginia Beach at the beach. So we live 4 houses off the beach. I think we live in paradise, except Carrie lives in the Keys, and right now, especially today, it's 53, which is actually beautiful. But I do love the seasons. I'm originally from San Diego, and I do love the seasons in Virginia. I will say that. It's like the beach changes every season, and I love that. So last year, 2018, I lost 40 pounds. And this year, I lost another 20 and have really tried to hone in. And maybe next year, I'll go for maybe another 10 or 20. We'll just see, maybe hone it in even more. Carrie and I are going to talk a lot about different things that I've taken on this year. Right now, my big thing is done is better than perfect. And I think I'm going to stick with that. And I've just been trying to be really, really consistent with things and say, like, even with the videos, I know we're going to talk about that, so I won't get too far into it, but just getting them out there. Yesterday, I put one out for McGrath's Burger Bar, and it is not perfect, but I've learned a bunch of little things, and I can't apologize and go like, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. What are you doing? So it's all about just getting it done.
Totally. I love that. And I love when you went live the other day and you said another mantra that I wrote down is busting into 2020 and 2020, our vision is clear. I love those two things also because it's determination, it's bravery to me. And so when I see all the things that you do, it just like oozes brave. I think it's so important that we step into stuff like that. It just catapults other people. I think when people see that and it's like time for them, you're always going to have the naysayers and the haters, or whatever you want to call them. But when the right people see that kind of stuff, it only makes them better. And, it's a domino effect. So I applaud your bravery, and I think that's why I asked you.
I think, you're breaking up on my side. Are you breaking up on your side?
I'm not, but like you started to break up, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but is it bad?
Like now you sound great, but a minute ago it was really broken. I was having to really focus on what you were saying.
Okay.
But now it sounds really good.
Okay, we'll just keep going.
So I'll say this to that is that I know it's like I don't know, a cliche or something, but quotes are like that, right? They got to be really popular quotes that people use over and over again for a reason. And just the rising tide lifts all the ships, right? That's what you're talking about, is that we come together, and with the joined forces of it, we're a lot stronger than we are all by ourselves. So when we put it out there and we share with each other and we cheer each other on, you're right. When the right kind of people come into alignment with that, we're so much more than we were all by ourselves.
Yes, so true. So true. And we build each other up.
Yes.
So I love that. And I love your intro. The first question I wanted to ask you was, what is your personal definition of brave?
Woo, that's so good. When you were talking to me about it, the first thing that goes through your mind is you're like, I'm not brave, right? Kind of thing. Like, what? But then I think, no, there's all kinds of different levels of brave, and there's all kinds of different things. And I did say on a little live that I did the other day, like, let's do this stuff. Let's do this even if it scares us. And I think that a lot of times people think that I'm, because I am a really outgoing personality, which is so funny because today somebody said I'm the biggest extrovert they know. But I'm thinking, gosh, no, I know way bigger extroverts than me but they think that I don't have to push myself to do things, and it does come naturally to me I don't really meet strangers. I can pretty much make a conversation with almost anybody. I can find some sort of common ground, but that doesn't mean that I don't have to push myself. And it's kind of like the apologizing for, oh gosh, well, the video's not perfect. And it's like, at some point we have to say to each other, stop saying that. I know it's not perfect. It's good. Like, stop apologizing for it. So I think Brave, obviously there's people like our heroes, and things like that. But I think Brave also can just be pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone and deciding that you're going to do something even when you know it's not going to be comfortable. I know that the most growth comes from being uncomfortable, but still I pray to God, like, God, can I just learn this lesson without having to be like uncomfortable, right? And then for a person like me who really likes people, it can be very, very uncomfortable when people don't receive me well, when they're kind of like, you're a little bit too much for me. But I have to be who I really am. And maybe I am a little bit too much for some people. But like you said, for the other people, then I'm just fine. My husband thinks I'm great. I kind of look this way because he's sitting here next to me in the car. He, when I first met him, he told me that I told him that I'm loud and obnoxious. And he was like, you're not loud or obnoxious. Like,
you're off.
He thinks I'm a hoot most of the time. So.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. Brave enough to be who you are, because it's easy to back down from that and say, oh, if I'm too much for you, maybe I'll dampen who I am for that. And I have definitely felt that way. And I think that we're like doing it in the world. 100%. So being brave enough to just, that's who you are, and you're brave enough, and like you said, you push yourself. If they look, you are willing to push yourself, and that's great. I love that.
Yeah, and I know we're going to talk about it, but like the sobriety thing has been something for me that's like a little bit like, never want people to feel like I'm judging them, or that, what I'm doing for me has to be what they do for them. It's just what works for me. And so that there's been bravery there, because it's like, I don't want it to be not well received.
Yes. And that definitely leads into that has, I think, for what I've seen of your growth this year, your fitness has just upped your game there. You've upped your game, just, mind, body, spirit, your business, your variety, and just step at a time. And I know you could go in different directions with that. But start with the sobriety part and just tell us a little bit about what sparked it, and then how you've been in getting through it.
Well, last year it's easier for me to eat healthy and to work out and to give it my all when I'm not drinking. And so it's just easier for me when I wanted to give up sugar to also give up alcohol at the same time. And so I did it last year, and for 5 months, and then I went back to it, and then I started not really feeling as good, and really realized that I wanted to kind of do something to jumpstart it again this year. So I don't even know if you know this, Carrie, but so last year I started on the last Sunday of the month of March was when I started, and it happened to be the last full week. It was a full week of March, and then March ended. And I don't remember the date. Maybe it was the 25th or it was the 23rd or something like that. But anyway, this year I did the exact same day. So it was the last Sunday of March. And that kind of helped me mentally to be like, oh, okay, I'm doing it on the same day. And so I started out saying I'm going to do 30 days of not drinking. And then that quickly escalated into 60 days and then quickly escalated into 90 days. And then I said, well, I'm just going to challenge myself for a year. And people have thought I'm crazy, but as time has gone on, I'm like, I don't even, there's so much I don't miss. I'm very much a like pros and cons girl, and like the pros have so far outweighed the cons that we just went to Vegas for a week, and this girl, I was dancing on the back. I am an extrovert, so I was dancing on the back of the booths in this club, Dre's, with her at the Zillow conference, and Zillow knows how to party. Let me tell you, open bar, it was Partyville, and so I was up there dancing on the back of the booths with her. My husband has video of it. We were laughing and everything. The Zillow reps were like with me, so they were like, don't post that, you know, and everything. So the next day I saw this girl who I had been dancing with, and I said, hey, I look a little different because I didn't have any makeup on and I had my hair back and everything. And they were eating hangover food. And so she was telling me that one of the girls was like throwing up in her $2,000 purse on the bus ride back. And I'm like, oh, I just don't miss it. I don't miss it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just been good for me with she was baffled that I hadn't been drinking when I told her that I wasn't drinking. She was like, it was hilarious. But awesome. It's just been good for us. We had a great time in Vegas. I woke up feeling good. I did my workouts, and for me, it's been a really good personal choice. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me and just say that they're so inspired by the strength that it takes to do that, I guess, which is kind of funny because sometimes we're like, is that strength? But, you know, I guess it is. It's self-discipline, and self-discipline makes you feel better.
Totally. Absolutely, it does. And I mean, you know, I think the self-discipline of it, but also like being able to go into a room and if you ever think those type of things, you have to muster up the bravado to just like, doesn't matter, or did you not really care? Like, is that just kind of mentality? Like, oh well, you know.
You know, I did like so much reading on stuff, and like people would say, you know, you could put a drink in your hand so that nobody knows that you're not drinking, or this or that. Like for me, just doing the 30-day challenge at the beginning was cool. And I felt like that it didn't bother me to tell people that I was doing a 30-day challenge and even a year challenge. Just the other day when we got back from Vegas, somebody said, did you still not drink while you were in Vegas? And I'm like, well, yeah, because a challenge is a challenge, right? If I said I'm not like, oh, except for Vegas.
Yeah.
And so they were like, I can't believe it. And I just thought, you know, I kind of have gotten like a little bit, maybe around 6 months, I got to the point where I'm like, I just don't miss it that much. And I like the way I feel. And I was talking with you, Carrie, about this is, it's like amazing how when you eat healthy and you work out and everything, and then you stop for a little bit and you're like, wow, I don't ever want to feel like that ever again.
Yeah.
And then I guess I'll get into this part now is I was talking with you about this too. I'm extremely spiritual. And so I was like talking to God about just feeling good in my body and everything, and how grateful I am that I was able to kind of get this realization of how much better I can be. Kind of going back to who I am too, I probably function at a higher level, meaning that a lot of times I want more energy, and people are like, I don't know if I could handle you with more energy. Probably how people feel about kids sometimes, like, whoa, dude, you know, chill out a little bit. But is I was just feeling grateful because I probably already would wake up after eating junk food and drinking just junk and wake up and still, you know, be out showing houses for my job at 7 o'clock in the morning, perky and feeling good with my game. I call it my game face on. I'm like,
Yes.
you know, crack your neck, get ready, let's go. But just feeling better, not having to fake feeling better. And
Yeah.
did I just bleep out for a minute? Somebody tried to call me.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Okay. So anyway, what I was saying is I was talking to God about it, and God was just saying to me, you know, you were able to achieve a certain level of what I have for you, but you will never be able to achieve fully what I have for you without having a healthy body to be able to carry all of that. And God had been telling me that for years, like, I have abundance to pour out on you, but you can't carry it with the way you treat your body right now. You know,
Wow.
eating all the junk food and really functioning at half of probably what, maybe even half of what I really was capable of. It's like, you know, could I carry all that he had to pour out on me? And so I've seen tremendous abundance pour out this year after I made the decisions to just treat my body better.
Yeah, for you took the step, and I actually saw it. This was recently. I'll have to find it and send it to you, but it was T.D. Jakes, and he talked about how God is looking for a gap. Like, he's looking for us to open it, have the gap for him. We don't have the gap if we don't something. He's not going to fill it because we haven't put the effort in that he's telling us to, and you did that. That's awesome. That's brave.
I love it.
I love it.
Yes.
So a little bit about your business, and you guys have been opening new offices, your showroom. Well, I call it your showroom because I was in furniture. It looks like a showroom.
Next time we'll do an interview there.
Yes, we could do a tour.
Yeah.
So, but you guys have just made it your own, and to me, I've just seen you grow and expand, and you guys obviously sold our house, which was a blessing. It was on my vision board this past year, and it came, I'm able to look at it and say it came to fruition, and you're doing that for people everywhere. And to me, that's awesome. So tell me about your expansion. You want to share and steps in bravery.
So that you bring up a really good point. We had one office. It's a big office. It's really great. Last year in November, we actually opened a second part of the same office, like another wing, I guess you'd call it. That's really awesome. It's that we added on, and we added like a gym area, which I'd love to show you sometime. And then we had our eye, we're really close to the North Carolina border. So we had our eye on North Carolina having a physical office. We have lots of agents licensed down there, but having a physical office down there. And then we live at the beach. So we had our eye on a beach office, and the city of Virginia Beach is doing a ton of just pouring a ton of money into what's called the Vibe Creative District down there, where it's all artsy and really cool. And then we had an agent who wanted to move up to Fredericksburg, is from Fredericksburg, wanted to move back up there and didn't want to leave us because she loves us so much. And so she said, would you be open to me going up there and having an office up there? And so much stuff. And so we kind of thought, like, okay, these are great, but we did not expect it all to happen at the same time. And so we happened with North Carolina, we actually decided, well, let's just start looking around. Let's just start seeing where we would even want to be, thinking like, oh, this will be 6 months in the future. And so Dennis and I, my husband, started driving around and kind of looked at some places that we thought were cute and everything. So then the following week we said, okay, let's go with our North Carolina girl and let's check it out and see what that would be like. Ended up seeing this building that we'd seen a year before was available. It's like the cutest building in the whole entire city. It's a little cottage. It's perfect. The price was perfect, everything. And so we pulled the trigger on that. At the same time, Fredericksburg, we were looking at that. And then Vibe District up in Virginia Beach, we happened to tell our kids took surf camp and our son really excelled. And so I think it's important to tell you like the backstory. So cool that it worked out. So he ended up taking 4 weeks of surf camp because he had excelled so much. And so we happened to be talking to his surf coach, and everybody knows everybody up at the beach up there. And that's just the way that you end up with a property. And we said we want to be in Vibe, but we're thinking like 2020, and we're thinking like mid to late 2020. And he said, oh, I have a friend who owns like a whole block almost, da 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 da. And I think he might have an opening. You want me to call him? Anyway, long story short, that took like 4 weeks, but then the guy just calls me out of the blue. Yeah, I'm ready. Like, come see it. So we went and saw it that day. And I said, well, we're really interested. What do you need from us? And he said, Seth, I'm not even going to show it to anybody else. And
wow.
Like crazy, because there's no real estate offices in the area. It's all like these cute, like artsy places, restaurants, tattoo parlors, bead shops. It's very Vibe.
Yeah.
We're the only real estate company, and it's the way it worked out. So yeah, that has been a lot. My poor husband who does the marketing and tech and finance for us is like, but we're doing it because spiritually he's in the same place that I am, where he knows that we really just can't say no. This is God.
Yes.
And if we say no, then we're really passing up an opportunity that lines up perfectly, just because the timing's not right for us. Which, how silly is that? When has God ever had to be on our timing?
True. I love that. And you said that you said, what did you say? You said something about timing. Timing is not necessarily going to be better. I wrote that on a little sticky note here, because it's so true, and stepping into that is so brave. And like the connections. I recently heard someone say something about, I think it was John Maxwell, you can't just be sitting high on your mountain. You have to come, when you come down and when you're involved and when you're following, God's prompting friendships and relationships, like that, just like boom. Like, you don't even need, we're not even going to put it on the market. It's just like, that's just God's favor. That's God's economy. And I think that was just, wow. I didn't know that part. That's awesome.
Well, and so being in real estate, but business in general, but agents want to move, right? And they always have to be thinking about how they're going to move strategically, because they have business, they have stuff under contract, and they have to be thinking about going to the next place. And it's like, a lot of times when I talk to an agent, I'm like, the timing is never right, because if you're doing business, I mean, you've got stuff under contract, and what are you going to do? You're going to hold back on writing new stuff so that you can finish out the old stuff. It's like, it's just not going to. You gotta, at sometimes when it's right, you just have to rip the Band-Aid off and do it. And yes, it's going to be scary. So that's another thing. We met with an agent earlier today who has a team, and I said, here's the thing I tell my kids, feeling anxious and feeling excited, they physically in your body, it is the same feeling. It's your heart beats a little faster, you feel a little, right? Your stomach feels a little bit, woo, and everything. That's the same. The difference between nervous and excited is here. Mm-hmm. That's where that is. So that physical feeling in your body is not going to change. You're not going to go like, oh, I decided I'm going to be excited, and so that's going to feel different. No, it's not, it's here. So it's like, choose to be excited. Choose to be excited about it. I told somebody the other day, I feel like I drop the ball sometimes, and I was even telling you that.
Yeah.
But, I don't necessarily want it to slow down. I don't want all of this abundance to slow down. I just need to get better about prioritizing, and then letting people know, like, hey, maybe, while I would love to do that, I can't right now. Somebody asked me the other day if I could have a party for them. And I said, I just really don't have the time right now to do it, but I'm happy to support you in your business. But that is not something I have time for right now. And that was hard for me because it seems so silly, but it was because I'm, a people pleaser, and I want everybody to be happy. And I think, I could have a really great party for her and it would be so good, but I can't right now. And I don't know if I can within a year right now, not with opening 3 offices right now.
Yeah. And you have your eyes on the goal, and that focus is awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that about
And Dennis has really helped me with that, because there's a lot of things I'm good at and a lot of things I want to do, but he'll say, honey, you're good at that. You would rock that, but it might not be right now. Doesn't mean that you can't ever do that, but you can't do it right now.
Yes. I love that. Way to go, Dennis. Reining her in. All of us women that want to do a million things, it's very easy to be like, and then that's probably, I'm sure he's seen you probably crash when you try to do it all and be like, what in the heck was I doing? And that balance, so good.
Yeah, it is. It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, now somebody's trying to call you, I think.
Decline. Okay, there we go. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
So, all this stuff is so good. So I wanted to just tip on your mantras, the things, the done is better than perfect. And I think that is so you, and so what you're doing right now is you're exploring different things, and you're just going for it, and you're learning along the way, and you're growing with things, as they say, you're growing the wings on the way down. And that is, it's just inspiring. And that's why that's one of the reasons that I wanted to have you on here. And Facebook is so crazy because we all see each other's sweaty selfies and we're all inspired by each other, but there's nothing like seeing you talk and feeling your energy. And I appreciate your time, because I know you're busy, and I know you're between meetings now, and you look fabulous.
You too, though. I know that.
Yes. But it was great chatting, and I know that the Circle of Strong will just glean so much from you, and I appreciate you.
And I think as we're talking, Carrie, I have so many other ideas going through my head that I'm like, oh, we could talk about this. Oh, we could talk about that. Oh, we could talk about this. So, I mean, I'd love to come back on and then, talk about something else if you want me to.
That sounds good. Something specific, even more specific. That sounds
definitely.
Awesome. Well, enjoy your day, and we will talk very, very soon.
All right. Love you. Talk to you later.
Love you. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.